So in this video, we're going to illustrate how to use Whiteboard.fi, to collect data um, in real time for my students. This could be, diagrammatic data, equations, etc. So you just go to Whiteboard.fi, create a free account, and then you'll have a URL for your specific one. You can show the students the QR code that they can access your file with, or copy the link to the URL and just give it to them that way. So I'm just going to toggle to my whiteboard right here, and I want to put in the background a template for them to draw upon. So I'm going to use the insert image feature right here, and then I'm just going to navigate to my Google Drive folder and so forth. So right now what I'm doing is I'm going just to find a folder here, and I'll say, okay, well, here's some imagery I might want to choose here. So let's say that I wanted them to mark something up. Like, let's say that I wanted them to dialogue about this equation here, important equation. So I've simply put the respiration equation here. And now if I push and I assign this to them, if I click and I push and assign it to them, and I can just do all pages or whatever, then anytime a student opens up a file, it's going to show down here. You'll see all the students and so forth. Now, right now, I don't have any students active on that. But I want this actually to be in the background so that they can't change this format here. So to do that, I'm going to click on this key right here, which says flatten the image. I'm going to flatten the image. And now you'll notice that that border around that is no longer there. And now if I push this to my students, and I'll just say push current page this time, then what they will get, which is, you'll see that if so many students subscribe to it, they're going to see this as a background image. And then if I asked them, okay, well, what does this diagram say about, why we need to eat and why we need to breathe and et cetera. So if to try to answer that question right here, students could, maybe do something like this and say, well, that the reason we need to eat, just click on some text tab right here. Okay, so, they'll say eating. Well, eating is how we acquire basically sugars like glucose here. And again, they can use their pencil tool here and select various different ones. I'll just select an arrow tool here, and they're saying, okay, that's why we need to eat. And then if they wanted to, highlight some other things, again, just put the text tool right here. This is indicating why we need to breathe, because we need the oxygen to oxidize the glucose to be able to release some ATP. And so over here, they would document this. Now, what you will see in real time is you'll see every student's whiteboard simultaneously, so that you can get a good idea of what is going on. That is if you push the assignment. So the key thing is to put an image in the background, flatten it, so that the students will then be able to work on some template, and then you can basically work from that point forward. So I'm just going to go ahead and just send this to them. I could also put like a grid in the background, and I can just undo the entire background and so forth like this and send them something totally different. So realize there's all sorts of cool tools on this, for example, that you can put in equation tools or graphs. So if you wanted to, do some kind of equation, say like y equals x squared, then they'll see a parabola there and so forth. And of course, they can modify all these features, like let's say the coefficient and or the exponent and so forth right here. So they'll be able to see all of those features and so forth in the chart. So you'll see this here. They can enlarge this and so forth like that, and that's going to show up on your teacher version, so you can actually see all of their cards. So again, a huge number of features that they can use here with Google Whiteboard, or with Whiteboard.fi, which is actually a Kahoot company.